The views and opinions expressed in this broadcast do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions of WBGR Network.
Sexy lady who walks around without being shady, who knows her values, who's gone through trials. Her smiles are captured from mouth to mouth. It's not the size of her thighs she worries about, but the pride she thrives to keep that drive. That cinnamon twist, that cinnamon twist, that cinnamon twist. Ladies, can you feel me? That cinnamon twist, that cinnamon twist, that cinnamon twist.
Hey, it is your girl Tasha, known to the world as the Tasha Carpenter, but everybody calls me your girl Tasha because when you hang with me, it is like you are hanging with your girl. And I know some of you guys are checking in because y'all been trying to win that free detox tea on my page, and you were supposed to guess what did I purchase at the airport when I got off. You supposed to pick what 3 things I look at. Well, y'all know, here's a clue. This is what came home. So now you got one of your answers. Now go back and figure out the other 2 so you can win that detox tea. I told you y'all found on the show. This is what I brought home. I love it, guys. I spent money at the airport coming home. What kind of stuff is that? Anywho, guys, I am so excited today because we got a show in tune for you, because in the studio I'm going to have them open up to this wonderful young man next to me, Mr. Andre St. Clair. He is a music producer and creative director, guys, with ADST Music.
Thank you. How you doing?
I'm fine.
All right.
Do y'all know how he ends up on this show?
We gonna tell that story?
I'm in the Safeway, okay? So he has seen my show on Facebook before.
Shout out to Derek.
There you go. He's a friend. Oh Lord, we forgot to turn this thing off that's making noise. Y'all know my show be for real. Anyway, that's live entertainment for you. Okay, so y'all know Mr. Carl Logic comes on the show all the time, and he is a friend of Derek Jones, Mr. Carl Logic. Shout out.
I am. Shameless plug, yeah.
And because he sees him on my show, I'm in the Safeway, right? I'm in the Safeway, and I feel this dude on my back follow me
I wasn't on your back.
Follow me from aisle to aisle like a serial killer, right? Like a serial killer. And I decided, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go on this aisle. I don't need no ketchup, but I'm gonna stop at this ketchup. Now, if this joker stop at this ketchup behind me, he about to get punched. I stopped at the ketchup. He would stop too. I turned around. And what you say?
I forgot exactly what I said, but I was like, I thought that was you when you was moving, and I was trying to, get up to you to say hello. And I was just trying to make sure. I was like, all right, is that Tasha or nah? I'm tripping right now.
So that's how we met, and it was so great to see somebody that's one of the fans of my show, and he has some amazing stuff, doing some great things in the community, and I just had to have him on here to hang with your girl Tasha. So thank you, sir.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
So tell the people about who you are as a individual, like a family man and all that stuff, and then get into your business stuff.
Wow. Yeah. So, single. I have a
single. He said single ladies. Okay.
And you throw me off guard with this. Anyway, yeah, I have a beautiful daughter. She is actually 24 years old, and also I have a son. He's 15, about to be 16 actually this week. Yeah. So,
okay, all right, ain't nothing wrong with that. See, he don't understand. When you come to hang with your girl Tasha, I tell my guests.
And well, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, you finish.
No, that's it.
No. And what? I want to hear.
No.
You said "and" is a conjunction. What is it?
No, I was just gonna say, and I just always am working.
Okay, he's always working, guys.
Yeah.
But what I was gonna say is, you said I threw you off. Because I always tell you guys, y'all give me questions. They may or may not be asked.
Yeah.
But that's what happens when you hang with your girl Tasha, because it's
No
just
problem.
a conversation.
No problem.
Right?
Yeah, no problem.
So-
I'm chilling.
So what is so special about you?
Oh, wow. I would probably say, for me, just the ability as far as just persevering and surviving, as far as just different situations and the ability to, when a door is closed, that I can assess it for what it is and to move forward and push through, adversity. I think a lot of times when we face situations like that, a lot of times we would just shut down. I think for me, that, being passionate, whatever I'm doing, whether it be music, whether it be helping fellow artists, or just in my personal life and career.
All right now. I love that. See, that's that authentic response. Did y'all see that? Did y'all see that passion that came through to him?
Yeah.
Now, I forgot to say to you guys, I need you to push share, hit invite people. And if you're clever enough to know how to do a watch party, start a watch party too. And remember, you can call in here on 301-429-9247.
Call in.
With any
Ask me a
questions. Especially you guys who are in the music industry.
Yeah, please
definitely.
do. If
He
you're
got you.
independent, yeah, you're an independent artist, holla at me, yeah.
Oh, yeah, independent artist. You know your girl Tasha can't sing. But look, let's see what's going on. We got some comments. We got Mr. Derek Jones saying, hey, bro.
Yo, what up, Derek? What's good? How you doing, man?
We got Andre Johnson checking in from Capitol Heights. She said, hey, y'all. And she said, don't
Hello.
be shy. We got your back. Don't be shy. Don't be shy.
I appreciate you.
It said we
I'm on the hot seat right now. But it's all
that's
good.
what she typed. We
Yeah,
hot your back. So I was like, okay, it must be we got your back. But he said he is in the hot seat.
I'm good. I don't need to take off my jacket yet.
All right now. I told him he trying to be cool with his jacket and his cap on, right? But look, you shouted out to some independent artists. So tell me, how did you get into this game of music?
Actually, I was doing music when I was, 13, 14 years old in this area when it was unpopular to do music. My story is a little bit different because I'm a military child, so my father's from New York, my mom's from Chicago, so I had the ability to experience a lot of different music, especially with hip-hop. Spending time in New York, I was privy to stuff that didn't come here. And the same thing with being with my family in Chicago. So that's where my love for music started. And I just wanted to, be part of that. So a friend of mine by the name of Mike Bryant, we got equipment and started making songs. And then it eventually led to 16 years old and going in the studio, doing music then. I did music throughout college and opened up for a lot of national artists. A lot of people don't know that. But becoming a father, that kind of shut that down. So, and then also, it just shut everything down. And then in 2014, 15, I came back on the scene and started doing different events and learning things and learning how music has changed. And I've been doing different events and just been slowly maneuvering, so it started from doing competitions to battles to now ending up on radio, releasing 3 projects. I have 2 instrumental albums. I have a full-length album, and then DJing. And then now all of a sudden, I'm, how should I say, like a A&R or like a marketing person as far as helping artists with their music. So, I can name some names. Like a lot of people probably would know mostly, like Nonchalant. If you remember her, 5 o'clock in the morning, I worked with her. I worked with another group that was that's from here, Question Mark Asylum, that were also big as far as with their single "Hey Look Away." Black Indian, who actually had a national contract as well. But I work with a lot of people here in the city, and right now currently I'm working with Priest and Nomad. Shout out to Priest. Also I'm working with Uptown XO. Matter of fact, we have an event, actually a big event that sold out this week in the city with an album release party. So I just work with a lot of different people, just trying to help people achieve their goals and increase their reach with their music.
All right,
yeah.
now.
I know that was a lot. Sorry.
That's okay. You was just flowing, and I know he looked over here like, why is she laughing?
What somebody say?
Andre.
Oh, Lord.
Andre said, look, remember Andre Johnson? She said, we got your back.
Yes.
When you were talking about taking the coat off, she said, take it off, take it all off.
Oh, Lord, please. Oh, Lord.
You said you were single.
Lord.
Okay, that's what she said. I always got to look at those comments, and she keeps us alive. Everybody knows who Miss Andre is, definitely. So look, you have like a special connection to depression.
I do.
Okay, so I'd like you to share what your experience is and anything you could say about depression, especially in our black men.
Yeah, for me, with depression, it probably came about in like 2014. With a lot of things as far as with my personal life, and also, yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that with my personal life, and a lot of the different things that, as being taught by my parents and or what I presume to be was what should be done as a man as far as with communication, things like that. I really had a big struggle as far as with communicating and understanding certain things, and so yeah, I kind of fell into this deep depression, and a lot of people really don't know that. I would say the album that eventually recorded, which is called Definition of Doubt, was kind of like a lot of that was going on at that particular time. And so, I've seek professional help as far as trying to identify, these different things. And one of the things that I've came up with is that as far as with, especially African American men, like we're told like this is like what you're supposed to be as far as with like being a man, and a man is supposed to be this and that. And so a lot of times I find that a lot of my peers, when I express this to my peers and also my friends, I found that like we don't have like really like coping skills, and we don't know how to deal with certain things. So a lot of times when you're like stressed out, having these heart attacks and or even strokes, a lot of times it's like a lot of times a byproduct of just our makeup of what we've been taught. But then also it deals with other things, of course, with diet and all of that. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, so I had a really tough time for a moment, and then even more recently, and I talk about this all the time if you follow me on Facebook. Last year, well, actually not even last year, like end of 2017, I lost my job, and so thankfully through music, thankfully through friends and family, a lot of people really helped me to sustain, because I was like unemployed. Well, actually, I take this back because my cousin Stephanie is looking at this. She's probably saying, "You weren't unemployed. You became an entrepreneur." But yeah.
Go ahead, Stephanie.
But that's when I really dived into really grinding hard with the music, and it really helped sustain me again with the help of friends and family. But yeah, those times were like really hard and really just trying to mask it. But I think the greatest thing for me is being able to speak freely and not even worry about that, and also being able to tell people things that a lot of times we and my man, shout out to Tim Hicks, he said this the other night, we kind of living with this pause, like when as far as when men say stuff, like, so like what I'm saying, when I see a friend, it's like foreign to say, or it's like wrong to say I love you, And
right.
so I can I feel free in communicating that I love my brother, I love my friend. I think that that's important, because a lot of times we don't get that. So I don't know if I'm making sense with this. I'm just talking, but yeah. So and I still go through it, and I think one of the best things for me is writing. When I started writing things down, I think that really helped, because it's kind of like I have all of these things in my head. And whether it be dealing with depression or ideas, I think that once you write it and you see it, or if you have a whiteboard and you see it, it makes a big difference as far as getting it out your head and you see it, and it's like, oh, okay, like you're not in my head anymore, I can see you. So at least for me, things like that, prayer definitely helped me a lot. Yeah.
Wow, the whiteboard thing, that's like amazing for you to be able to see. I never even thought about doing that, but I appreciate you being transparent too, and what you're sharing, because it's just taboo, not just in our community as a whole, but men even so more.
Yeah, and it's so funny, like when I said I was going through stuff, I learned like some of my friends had PTSD. I never knew it, because we don't talk. Because we don't talk. You know, it's like it's not cool. You know, friends being on medication or friends having certain situations, and we all are going through certain things, and it's relatable. But like I said, because this is what we're supposed to be, we hold it in.
So tell me, how did you begin to know that your friends were going through other things like you? Who was the first person to be courageous enough to let it come out? Because when you talk, it heals other people. It allows
I'm not
going to
say I'm not going to say their name, but it was a close friend of mine, and when he told me about the PTSD, and then and it's so funny because it was attached to a story that he used to say, and we used to joke about it, but that's what gave him PTSD. And so I was like, oh wow, I didn't know. And the only reason why I said it was because, like I said, again, I'll be transparent. I ended up in an ambulance in a hospital. I really didn't tell anybody this. But yeah, and so when I told him, he was like, what? And then I told him what was going on. So that's how we were able to connect. And then it was like, oh, you know, such and such is going through this too. So then it began to have like a dialogue. And so I think for like a lot of my friends, it made it easier with just talking about things, you know. So like I said, you know, a lot of the things that we were taught, it's like right now, those beliefs and those things, they just don't work anymore. So it's kind of like you're either stuck or you're going to choose to decide to grow as a human being and as an individual. And so a lot of times the demon that you're fighting is the reflection in the mirror.
Right.
And trying to and then just if you have that feeling within yourself, it's more so of, okay, that's a starting point, but then it's like a journey, you know. And so I have a T-shirt. I have a T-shirt line, apparel line. ADST
well,
apparel.
tell them about it. How to get to it.
But
tell them.
It's ADST apparel. www.adstapparel.com. One of the T-shirts that I have, it just says that the enemy is the inner me.
The enemy is the inner me.
Right.
All shucks. I'm gonna
because
need that one.
we get. Just let's be honest. We get in our way all the time. All the time. It's you know when we look at like why certain things are not where we want to be, it's because a lot of times we get in our own way, and a lot of times we don't know it. And the hardest thing is to look at yourself in the mirror and admit that. And I know I can't probably curse, but I'm gonna just say it like this. It's
yes,
hard.
you can.
I can curse?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, it's hard to look at your own bullshit. When you have the ability to look at your own bullshit and see, and I'm still struggling with that a little bit, but when you have that ability to do that, it's kind of like that's when growth occurs. And like I said, you just can't be the same person like that you were, especially like now. With all the things that are feeding us, with all the things that are going on, with all these health factors and risks, shout out to my man Vasi Clifton Coates. He said, the mantra is the other side of 50. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we trying to do. We trying to see the other side of 50 and live a healthy 50. So that's to all my guys. That's what we want to do. And so whether it be, and it's so funny because I'm not going to say, I can't. Anyway, another person that very close to me admitted when they went to the doctor and they said, oh, you're going through depression. And so, his thing was like, yo, I don't want to go get help. And his thing was like, all right, I'm going to get these books. And I mean, that helped him, So, really it's just to figure out and just to kind of be open. But I will say, communicating, going to there's a lot of groups. It's a lot of groups out here actually that are free. Like I'm in, as far as with me, there's different like groups where you can go to speak that are free. You can look them up online. They actually got apps for this stuff out right now, guys, that a lot of people don't know. That I mean, it's private that you can use as well as far as with self-help or what have you. But I think that oh man, this is crazy. I know I'm talking about, but there's a great interview today. I love Will Smith. Man, I love Will Smith. So Will Smith actually said something real great today on the Breakfast Club. On if you get a chance to look at it, he basically said in a nutshell about Will Smith and basically what public perception is as far as what people want him to be and who he wants himself to be. and now how he's only going to do what he wants to do for himself. And so that's like, I think with a lot of us, we like when you go out in the world, like you said, there's this character, and so it's this character that you presented. And so with that being said, that's like what a lot of times, you know, people see is like the character, you know. So
Okay, so hold on. Look, I'm trying to get to all of them. Don't stop.
Oh, wow.
Guys, I'm going to tell you. If you could feel what he is, the energy or whatever, I guess better thing that he's given, and how authentic he is and what he's saying. Y'all know that's my word. Bam, being authentically me, but the authenticity out of what he is communicating, the passion, that's the word I want to use for him. The passion that's in here going on, I'm gonna tell you, it's like a little bit chill in here.
Yeah.
With it, you almost got me. I had to catch myself a little bit here.
Okay.
But you got Garrett Austin say, "I'm proud of you, family. Keep raising to the top." Sound Mind says 100, man, double 100. In fact, Dr. Brenda Bradley, who's the author of the 21-Day Vegan Challenge, said, she said, "There's nothing wrong with counseling or mental health." Oh, hold on, I'm on the wrong person. She said PTSD is real. She said, "Amen, Andre." To one of the comments, you said, "I saw it when it came up, but you were talking. I didn't want to interrupt you when she said it."
Oh, no problem.
Audrey Watson says, "There's nothing wrong with counseling or mental health. It's so important."
Right.
Andre Johnson said, "As far as you losing your job, it's okay. They say when one door closes, another door opens. Music is what God got planned for you, and speaking your truth to heal others is also part of his plan."
Yeah.
So you go ahead now.
Yeah,
Share, guys. Remember, if you want to call in on 301-429-9247 as well.
And what I'll say is, I open up a lot with posts on Facebook and then on my website, and you'll be surprised how many people will just DM me or call me and say, "Hey, I feel the same way." And so I just want, I just want to be who I am and be comfortable of who I am rather than expectations, So I'm not perfect, by no means. But like, we're 40 years, well, I'm in my 40s. So it's kind of like, I'm going to do what I want to do, and you're not going to be able to satisfy people. And then doing what I'm doing right now, it takes a lot of courage, because a lot of people, and I'm sorry, but a lot of people are not going to believe in what you're doing because of the fact that it's simply you, and you're their peer or their friend, and they can't see the greatness within you because they believed and they identified with you. So when you're going out, and that's the other thing, and it deals with mental health as well, you have to be strong mentally, because it is a lonely road, because nobody is going to understand what you're trying to do, or you're trying to, as far as your goals, your milestones. And it's very hard when people see you not either going out, or what they may perceive as you being on your phone, and a lot of times it's like you're working, but a lot of people may not think that. But anyway,
Natasha Davenport from Shelby, North Carolina said, "Brother, just be you. Those who connect with you will connect with you."
Oh yeah, for sure. But yeah, just saying that, like, if you want to do something, you're going to go through, a lot of trials and tribulations. And so initially, like, when I started doing this, and it's one thing with whatever you're doing with art or whatever your company is. It's one thing when it's like you're thinking about it, but it takes a lot of courage to be able to present your art or whatever you're trying to do in front of others. And so when that happens, it's like the next step, right? And so that's where the judgment comes. You're gonna hear so many no's. The day that you're able to hear a no and it go past your head, it's as my man Priest the Nomad says, I'm looking past you. So, that's what it really is. It's like, okay, I get told no every day, and it don't bother me. And I'm telling you, I got told no today a few times. I keep going because I believe in me. You know what I'm saying? And so because of that, I have my mission.
I believe in me.
But yeah, okay. but it's true. It's like, you have to.
And Andre Johnson said, as long as you believe in yourself, the hell with what other people say too.
Exactly. Yeah, you get to that point, but you get to that point, So it's like, you have your blinders on and you're just staying focused. So, my thing is, if anything, if I can encourage people and they see my journey, and if it motivates and inspires you, then great, So I think right now, as far as what 2020 for me though is, it's like health, like I'm like mentally I'm cool, but now it's like I gotta deal with my body because I grind so hard that my body shuts down on me sometimes, and mentally I'm good, but my body shuts down on me. So I know I need to take better care of my body and my, because this is the only vessel that I have, and I want to be able to enjoy the fruits of my labor. I want to be able to, be able to be with friends and family, see my kids, grow. So that's the new challenge for me, so. Yeah.
So we're going to shift gears here because we done got real deep right there. And again, I appreciate it. And you know what? Because you're about to have me go somewhere else. Let me just ask. Did you grow up in a 2-parent household?
Oh, wow.
Just give me a yes or no, because I know that'll start a whole nother thing. We won't even talk about what you came here for.
I did, yeah. That's going to start another conversation. I did.
Okay,
yeah.
You did.
Yeah.
Okay. Because the reason I thought about it, some of the things that you were saying, I see that Dr. Gerald Housel is in the chat too, and he's actually going to be the guest next week, and he's the author of a book called The Impact of Fathers and the Absence in the African American Home. But kind of part of that comes from too. One part of it, he talks about how single mothers tell their boys that they are the man of the house, and that translates into they can't talk like you're talking. I can't be sensitive. I can't share information. Oh.
Nah, I'm about to drop something on you guys.
Go ahead and drop it real quick. Look, he's gonna have to be back here again because we're not gonna talk about the music today.
All right, so real talk. All right,
this is a real show. This is how we go.
So real talk. People that know me, that my friends and my family know this story. So, Dad, if you don't, I apologize. But anyway, when I was 15 years old, my dad had an accident, and that accident caused him to be a paraplegic. So, at the age of 15, I was forced to take care of my father when he came home after a year or two being in the hospital. So, that at that point changed my whole mindset of things. So, like when everybody was having fun and doing extracurricular activities in school, I was taking care of my dad. Now, granted, my dad could do for himself with a lot of things, and he was able to get back the movement on his right side of his body, his dominant side, but not the left side. And my dad went to go on and do amazing things. Matter of fact, we went to college together, so everybody knows that now, right? That knows as far as my UMS friends. Shout out to Alicia, all my UMS as far as Hawks. Everybody remembers my dad on campus. So yeah. So my dad was able to get to a point, but as far as him recovering, I had to take care of my dad. I had to exercise my dad. So I ain't had fun. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, right? So what's that, 15? And then at 20, I became a father. So I had a lot of responsibilities that people don't even know. And I have another story. And during that time, my saving grace was music. And it was my group of friends that I was doing music with. So shout out to Clifton Coach, shout out to William Nelson, shout out to Michael Bryan, shout out to John, shout out to Big E, Damo Hicks. I had a whole group, so that kind of was my fraternity of brothers. And I would leave school, we would go to, we would go record, and that was my life. And that was my sanctuary because of what I was dealing with at that time. You know what I'm saying?
And that's where Definition of Doubt came in, I guess, as part of your therapy.
Definition of Doubt came out as an adult. We're dealing with like I said, with personal matters that were going on at that time. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna get into it, but it had to do with personal matters at that time. So I was making music, and if you listen to that, matter of fact, shameless plug, if you go to adstmusic.com and click the button, it's right there for you. But if you go there and see it, you can listen to the album. It was just, that album was made with that energy, because I thought people doubted me as oh, what are you trying to do? What? Blah, blah, blah. And so, it's just motivation. So, and the whole album is motivational.
Please forgive me if I mess up your name. Maisha Hendricks says, I think it's time for you to write a memoir. Your story can inspire and motivate many others. And John Chase Cooper said, "Brother, talk that, bro. Mental health awareness is really
John
needed."
is one of the guys. And shout out to John. John had a studio. He opened it up to us, and we started just doing songs at his house.
Theodore said, "Bro, thank you."
Yeah, that's my man, Crazy Thing. He's a super dope producer. But yeah, so a lot of people don't know, like I said, my friends know, they know that backstory. But like I was the first guy driving because I had to take my father everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So it was like I was forced to be responsible when I didn't want to be responsible. I had no choice, and
I'm gonna tell you.
And I was, so I mean, I'm thankful for the situation, but it did have a lot of different things. Like, I mean, and again, I'm not saying this to be negative. Me and my dad are good, but so that when that happened to my dad, it took away also like my ability to connect to my family that was like in Chicago, in New York. You know what I'm saying? So. I couldn't, so it was like a disconnect right there because I was taking care of my dad. You know what I'm saying? So,
You're going to watch my show next week when Dr. Hassel come on, because you know what? I haven't finished reading your book, but I don't know if you ever thought about this way. It's not like your father abandoned the
No, I'm not saying he abandoned. I'm just saying,
that's what I'm saying. In his book,
that.
That's what he speaks to. I didn't see any scenario in his book where maybe it's because the father becomes injured or something, so it's a different thing.
Yeah, but it kind of loosely kind of correlates because, my father couldn't be there because my dad was in the hospital for like 2 years.
Right, so it kind of like migrates into what he talks about, that the child, the son, is charged with being the man of the house and not being the head, like you already see what you shared, not having that lifestyle. And unfortunately, in some places where it is actually true, where the father is not there, choosing not to be there, then that's when we have what goes on in our community, when we get people to think that our boys are angry black boys, not understanding what happened behind them and the depression and all that. So that was awesome. But you got to watch the show next week, because I think that it's just amazing. I'm gonna have to talk about you. But look, oh my God, we're gonna have to shift gears here. We're shift gears. We're like halfway through.
Yeah. Let's get happy, man.
You talked about independent. You talked about the music scene and artists. So tell me all about this.
All right. So there's ADST Music, the producer. So with that being said, I've mentioned it a couple of times, but I am a producer by trade. So like I said, again, Definition of Doubt is a great piece of work that I put together. Locally, I've been nominated 3 times as far as with local awards, so 2 times nominated with the Titan Arts Awards, and then also with my work with another great artist here by the name of Night Train 357 on his project with Rome called The Grays. That was Whammy nominated last year. So there's that side, and then there's me as a DJ and radio host on Monday nights. If you're here in Washington, D.C., I'm on 89.3 FM WPFW. We have a show called Capital Ill Radio. Shout out to RBI and everybody, the crew there. So that's another thing that I do. And then when I said when I was unemployed, that's when this whole ADST media thing came. And so my first client was like Nonchalant. And then shout out to Tim Hicks and the Dirty Church. So a lot of people saw what I was doing with working with them. And so that became something. Actually, it's kind of like the biggest thing right now, just helping artists as far as like almost like I'm like almost like A&R and helping people with positioning and or to get their music out as far as outside of city and or places. Basically just helping them as far as increasing their reach and helping them to basically meet their bottom line as far as getting a return in their investment. So like I said, right now we rolling, and so like I said, right now it's me and Priest. We're doing our thing. We had a great event last month at Wicked Bloom for his album release party. We shut that thing down. And we have some other great things that if you pay attention, you will see this week as well. So shout out to Uptown XO, another local artist. We got another party going on this week, album listening party with him. Sold out. Well, it's at capacity. It's a free event, so I don't want to make it seem like we selling tickets. But I got a lot going on. So it's like my tentacles are everywhere as far as just what I do. Cause it's like I'm trying to just basically just help what I believe, which is that this city is amazing. It is known for music, and I'm not dissing the go-go culture, but there's music outside of go-go. There's another arts movement outside of that is just as amazing and just as relevant. Like if you were at Soto DC last night, I mean, you saw it. You saw so many great groups, and my passion is just to be able to help, whether it be myself, because I don't care about me. I just want the city to shine and the people that are in it that I think are so dope, and y'all know who y'all are. Yeah.
Okay, so give me your hand, and we are going to sit here. One, I gotta go back. Dr. Gerald Hassel did have something to say. He said, "Seeking wise counsel is a boss move, man. I salute you, young brother."
Thank you.
And then Andre Johnson said, all right, let's have some fun. Take the hat and jacket and shirt off and sing a song.
Nope.
He does not sing songs.
I don't sing.
But he helps people, and you have a great song with an artist. Who's the artist with the Unfamiliar?
So Unfamiliar is a song by Priest the Nomad. Actually, it's a song that I'm promoting. I didn't produce it. Priest produced it. Priest, don't kill me, I forget who else collaborated on the song, but it's with Priest, featuring Nathaniel Starr, also featuring Uptown XO. It's a great song, and we since we're talking about manhood, maturity, the song is talking about, it's actually, I guess it's meant, but that song is talking about, another avenue as far as in growing up, how you act one way, and it's like, oh, now you come back around like, I'm familiar, like, I don't know who you are. So it's different stories in different, scenarios that are played in that song. So it's a dope song. Matter of fact, the album is called The Manhood Project. It is something that I think that, and I stand behind it 100%, that I think the black community should get behind this album. It is a very dynamic album, and once you press play, you're all in. So if you're listening right now, go to priestthenomad.bandcamp.com and listen to the Manhood Project, and also it's streaming on every platform.
So with that being said, we're gonna give you a snippet of Unfamiliar, okay? So we're gonna break to the commercial. It's a little bit different. We're gonna break to some music today. We're switching it up. We're gonna break to some music today, give you a little bit of it, not the whole song, and then we'll see you back on the flip side.
Sing to him. Come through with the dude that I once knew. Yep. Where are you? Where are you? I don't understand who this is. Who are you? And I just wanna save you. Let's go. We're not on the same wavelength. Not on the same wavelength. I feel unsettled with you. You know what I'm saying? We ain't vibrating no more, my dude. Crazy. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good, man. I'm just trying to figure out, dog. Who made
we gotta be what we was made to be. TK Cookland, who raised you G's. We stay prepping to make these teams. The jerseys burning as soon as you hit the league. Them boys, the men, wouldn't even tamper with being down on bended knees like Kaepernick. Either they talk the yay talk or they talk like yay talk. No matter hat, but traded in your crown for they sauce. Ain't no rules to what's unsaid, y'all. I was saying cross Jordan and spark the game off. Used to be the people, now corporate the A&R. Like Marley, this another redemption song. You mean to tell me as big as this universe is, that's all you gon' say in your verse is? Was from the heart, now it's for a purchase. And the fans still want the strike on the first pitch. Worst is
that's look up to you. You was a star.
It's crazy, man.
What happened, lover? Now I don't know who you are. You used to be us.
One day
you just deceive us.
You was the realest, top biller. Now it just ain't there.
Straight fella. You was what's up to all. What happened, y'all? Now I don't know who you are. You used to be us. Now you just deceive us.
Man, I tell you, I used to feel you. Now you're looking so unfamiliar.
So unfamiliar.
It's like, I
don't know who you are anymore.
Who are you,
I don't know who you are anymore.
Come back to the essence, though, whenever you're ready,
somebody culturally different, that may seem mischievous or he dances to his own beat. When it's our culture, somebody gets killed. And I knew right away that I would have to prepare him for a world that wasn't like the world.
I've been in situations where, I had to cross the street because I didn't want to scare the white lady that was walking.
I would actually, it would get to a point where I would start to count how many times a woman would punch her back. My parents taught me, cops are your friends, you're supposed to, they're here to protect you. But all I'm seeing is the opposite. So how can I not be afraid when I...
All right, guys. How did y'all like Unfamiliar by Priest and No Man? Okay, how do they go and check out the whole
It's
album?
available on every platform. Just look up Priest the Nomad, The Manhood Project. Again, an amazing album. You can go also directly to purchase the album at priestthenomad.bandcamp.com. So that's what we're promoting right now. And then I saw you also you got the listening party up as well. So that's an event that I'm having this week. It's an amazing project called Culture Over Corporate. Uptown XO is his name. That's going to be a great event. If you're in D.C., Wednesday night, Wicked Bloom, North Cap in Florida, where it meets. It's going to be dope. We got Stiletto, who's going to be hosting it. Drew Dave, who's the producer of the album. He's doing the sounds. And then we got Nonchalant closing it out on the ones and twos. It's going to be a special night. It's going to be packed. So that's the spot to be at.
Hey, Charlotte, North Carolina, Dr. Arthur Lynette. Thank you for checking in. Okay, so let's talk about this social media thing, right?
Yeah, let's talk about social media. Let's
a
go.
little about social media.
I dabble.
I
dabble.
I think that some people don't understand, especially if you're in some type of business. I don't care what it is, that's your online real estate.
Yeah, let's talk about
how are people supposed to use social media and what is the pros and cons? Because some people don't get on there at all.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, pros and cons and do's and don'ts.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you're asking me, number one is if you have a business, your page should be open. That's number one. Number two, the other thing is that if you have a business, the content that you have should be expressive of that business because that's what people are going to go and that's what they're looking for. So, I mean, as far as memes and all of that stuff, maybe if it's relevant to what you're doing, maybe put in your IG stories. But, like, a lot of that stuff, excuse me, if you look at like my personal page, I do all that dumb stuff on my personal page. I mean, if anything, it just makes sense because that's what you want people to come and that's what you want to direct them to. And so, with content now, you have to be engaging and shout out to Night Train. We talk information and game. It's just that really, you got to understand we live in this, microwave society. And so with that being said is that you got a sweet spot of 15 seconds to catch somebody's attention. So if you're doing a video, make sure that it's getting somebody's attention, and also with pictures, So, if you invest in photography, I mean that's important. Investing as far as different things that kind of harness, I would say, as far as to draw people in, because you're competing for people's attention. They'll see you 1 second and then you're gone. So, excuse me, I'm sorry, I need some water. But anyway, so for me, I think that's the thing. Is just
can we get some water control room?
So so for me, I mean, I think that's important. I think understanding the algorithms that are out there. Really, like for that first 10 minutes, that's like when you're visible. Understanding that really now with Facebook and also with Instagram, they reward you with interaction, right? So making sure that you interact, so. Excuse me. If you put a post out there, you have to work that post, and that's how you're going to get people. And also, there are great tools as far as with analytics that help you see. And so, what I've learned is what to post, times to post, and also what helps people as far as not help people, but what people are interactive. Like people, I know what people want to see. So at least for my interaction and
so you speaking from like the music industry and
anything,
but it can apply to anybody.
That's anything.
But you're giving some good tips for those independent artists that are trying to figure out how do I get the exposure, how do I increase my followers.
Yeah. I mean it definitely helps, but just make it about your craft. And I think honestly, the way that you're going to win right now is being authentic, being yourself. And people to buy into who you are, because it's kind of like this voyeuristic like society in the sense of just saying that like people want to know and want to be attached. Excuse me. So what it is that a lot of times what it is that we're interested and we're drawn into personalities. So when you see somebody like Cardi B was like, I knew Cardi B who she was way before Love and Hip Hop and all that. But again, it's like personalities and stories. So that you have to figure out what like brings people into you.
And the Kiana T.F. Fields Brown, who is also the Forgiveness Queen, she is agreeing with you. She says you're exactly right. You definitely have to be you, and it surely works with any business, including for her too.
Yeah. You just have to, I mean, to be honest with you, it's trial and error. I do stuff every day that's kind of like trial and error. And then hashtags works too, but the other thing also is the sweet spot with that, meaning that you don't want to use, and I'm pretty sure you heard this. It's cool to use the popular ones that are in the millions, but find stuff that are not as popular. Because what happens is, I'm gonna give you some game. So what happens is that when you use those non-popular hashtags, those people that search it, what happens is that for those popular hashtags, they bring you up, right? So then people can come across your page, but interact with those people. I know a lot of times you don't want to, but by interaction, that's how they reward you. And by that, like I was talking to Derek, I conducted this experiment. Like I had like 300 new people like in like week and a half by just doing all of that, And you can do it, believe it or not, in 15 minutes a day. For maybe you want to do it in the morning, whatever, at night you want to check it and be done.
Also what I've learned too, and that was just recently this year, that if you do hashtags surrounding what's going on, even though it has nothing to do with you, like Martin Luther King birthdays, birthdays, holidays about to come up. If you put that hashtag in, people may be searching it. Black Friday, toys, different things depending on what's going on in the world at that time, that could bring the attention to. They'd be like, that had nothing to do with Martin Luther King. What is this?
So, you have to master the art of now. Because while you got them, you got to get them. So you have to figure out what that is and tendencies of individuals. So that's one of the things that I'm doing right now. It's like, all right, with this event that we're doing, it's like, okay, we got you. Now that we got you, what are we going to do to keep you? All right. And what is that? So the same thing with any type of product. That's what you have to do, because you got to realize. And that's what it also is, even with music or anything that you're doing. It's like 50 million people do it, right? What makes you special? You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So you got to figure out what your niche is in order to stand out. And so it's hard. But, and as you keep on grinding, you're going to get the respect of peers. You're going to get the respect of others. May not everybody. Of course, you're not going to get everybody's respect. But the point is that people going to respect your grind. People going to respect your results. Trust me, people watch you. They may not see it. You can see it on your analytics. You know what I'm saying? They don't like it.
Don't be talking about the peepers.
Yeah, so it's like you can see, like, I can see them 500 people that I know at least 500 people looked at it, right? They ain't comment, but they looking.
So look, you talked about IG and your page. Give that information. They see your website on the screen. Okay. But tell them about how to follow you on IG and your social media.
So to connect with me, adst.music on Instagram. ADST Music on Twitter. I really am more so active on Instagram because I like being visual. I think it connects more. I have another page, ADST Media, which is connected to like all the events and all the promotional as far as all the great artists that I work with. So you can look at ADST Media as well. And then there's ADST Apparel, which I have an apparel line. I'm actually working to relaunch that. I haven't really put any work into it, but that'll be relaunched soon.
Okay, what does ADST stand for?
Attack Delays. No, I'm just kidding. Shout out to Olo. No, it's my name. It's Andre Darren St. Clair.
Oh, okay.
It's my name. Yeah,
okay, all right. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. I couldn't think of anything else. Well, I had all these crazy names. I had all these other crazy names, but I just stuck with ADST, and I was going to change my name to kind of like my dad's nickname, and just to kind of salute my dad. And I was just like, nah, and it's not catchy. I just stick with ADST, and I put the music so I wouldn't get sued because there's a statistical company organization that's called ADST. So that's why I put the music in it, so that nobody will come after me. Like, hey,
no suing, no suing. We still trying to make it. Kiana gave a tip too. She said for online businesses as well, you can also hashtag those cities that you're trying to tap in as well too. Hey Norman Ray, thank you for checking in.
And use locations too. Yeah, use the locations, because when people look at those, like say if you put in like a place, a restaurant, whatever, and you do it there, people see those pictures from that location. That helps as well as far as visibility. Yeah.
So you also talked about creating a landing page. What's so important about creating a landing page? What is a landing page for some of us that don't know?
All right. So if this goes away tomorrow, how are people going to be able to connect to you? So get out of the mindset of using social media, because if it goes away, how are you going to be able to connect? How are people going to be able to find you? So yes, it may cost you some money, but it's well worth it to have your own .com site where you can have your goods, services, or blogs or whatever that you offer. Also, what is good about having a landing page is that you can now cultivate and you can capture your customer base or fans. And just think that if you're able to, let's just say in a hypothetical world, right, and I'm using a bigger number. Let's say you are able to capture 10,000 people. If you're able to convert 10,000 of those people, if you're able to convert 1,000 of those people, and you're thinking about just from a widget standpoint or something that you're selling, you do the math of whatever it is that you're trying to sell. So I think that that's important to kind of move people over that way, to force them or just to remind them, and then when you get them, interact with them directly offline. So like Ryan Leslie, who's an artist, he talks about that. His thing is like telephone numbers. I'm not sure about that yet, but I get it because people are more responsive with text messages. But it's kind of like that's kind of like intrusive, but I mean he's doing it, and I see people doing it. It's a lot of people, it's a lot of people doing it. But anyway, my thing is that if you are able to kind of then build with somebody off of social media to be able to convert them to a sale, if that's what you're trying to do, or to build with them, I think it's a good thing.
All right, so tell me something. What's the next level for ADST beyond what you're already doing?
Next level, so I wrote all my goals down. So for next level for me, it's like I want to increase as far as fan base, more women. So like as far as being able to.
Why more women?
Because once you have the women, you get the guys. Tupac said that. So I'm at 24%. So I'm trying to get at least 34%. So I'm trying to curate content and stuff right now later that taps into that market, because I want to be able to get to those people that I have not. But also it's doing bigger shows, doing festivals. It's really just, to be honest with you, just to increase access beyond Washington D.C. So
who is you're working with independent artists, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you could work with someone that's well known, who is the dream person that you would have liked to be able to work with and discover and help to get out there?
Yeah. I mean, we talking hip hop.
Anything you want to talk about?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of cliche, but I would say the Jays, the Nas, but even now, before he passed, like Nipsey Hussle, and there's another artist that nobody heard of. His name is Rock Marciano. I actually I interviewed him a couple of weeks ago, but their business acumen is really impeccable as far as them knowing how to do things that I think is next level for independent artists. Like this dude Nipsey, before he passed away, he's selling mixtapes for $100, and people's buying them. Jay-Z bought a whole bunch of them. So it's just I
had his ex-girlfriend on this show.
Really?
She was running for office. She got elected too in Bladensburg.
Oh,
She's
that's
one of
what's
the delegates.
up.
Yeah. Council member.
Okay, yeah. So just I think those type of people, just because of just to tap into their their creative, I'm like because if you know me, in a lot of things that I've been doing, a lot of people that I've been around here, I'm learning from people, and I'm taking note. There's people that I admire, and I actually talk to them, and I try to get that out of them to figure out how it can be applicable to me, because I see what people are doing, and I want to kind of, not saying emulate them, but I want to know exactly what it is that you did to do this. And so there are a lot of great artists here, and that's one of the things, shout out to Priest, like, we always talk all the time, but he's like, his passion matches my passion, and in that sense, and it's just like amazing when you hear collaborative like ideals and all of that. So yeah, those are the type of people. Yeah.
So Mr. Andre Johnson said, keep doing what you're doing.
Appreciate it,
and
Andre.
You'll get more than 30%. And before, if anybody finds themselves attached, don't get upset over Andre Johnson. That's my auntie. She's 65 years old and she's just feisty. She also said about you singing, she said, just get you some oil and whipped cream and strawberries, and you'll start singing some song.
In another life. In another life. You might get some poetry out of me. That's about it.
What do you got? Well, give us something. You done open it up. What you
I don't have anything in me. I don't have anything right now.
You got to have it written down?
No, I'm just saying
poetry? Come on, baby.
Yeah, I have, but I'm not.
Free flow. Give me some bars. How you going to be over here talking about you helping independent artists? Give me some bars on something. I don't care what it is.
I don't rhyme. I used to, but yeah, that's another life. I ain't going for the setup, man. we gonna end this on a high note. You ain't gonna set me up and be like, oh.
Miss Kiana F. Brown said, "Man, you are awesome source of knowledge."
Oh, thank you.
Look, so I guess where we end, because we know how you can talk when you get passionate.
I can talk all day long.
We touched base on, you had already in your conversation shared the artists that you worked with and all that stuff too, yes. Right? Mm-hmm. And you talked about your events. Do you have any other events that you want to share?
Yes. Just pay attention to, again, if you heard the socials,
she wants you on her show.
I have a big event that's going to be announced later this week. I can't say what it is. It's going to be very big. So it's going to be next month. It's already said and done. It's just we got to kind of go through some things. But that's the next event. You in DC, if you want to see what it's about, if you want to see DC music culture, again, Wicked Bloom, Wednesday, the 15th, come through 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. I'm telling you, if you want to, and it's free, bask in the culture, see a lot of great creatives, a lot of great minds. It's going to be a nice event. But this next event we doing, it's gonna be
your girl
bigger.
Tasha knows what it is, and she's gonna be there too.
Yeah, so tell her it's gonna be big. So
it's gonna be huge, guys.
It's gonna be big. Yeah. So and you know what? Before we close out, the most important thing what I want y'all to understand is create your opportunities, because nobody's gonna give it to you. So figure out what that is to you. I don't know what it is, but figure out what it is. Because by you creating opportunities, that's how you're going to be able to be successful. And trust me, people are going to start looking. So that's what we have to do as independent people, and change your mindset of what success is. Because success may not necessarily be what you think it is. Then I think that's what's important. As far as like with artists, like, hey, I want to be in the radio. There's only 20 spots in the radio, and a lot of these big corporations got them. So if that was your ideal success, how are you going to be successful? Change your ideal success. There's people that don't have that are basking in glory right now.
So with that, Kiana, I will pass your information on. You got a new booking. She wants you to come over and be on her show.
Okay.
That's the Forgiveness Queen. We'll get you on
All right.
And
all right.
I know he was looking at that clock, because that clock's a little bit fast. The last thing, I'm going to take some time. I'm going to take a point of privilege. I hope they don't kick me out, because they didn't bring my guests no water in here because they wasn't listening probably when I asked for it. But it's okay. But with that going out, how do you stay motivated? What's your motivation? How should others stay motivated? 2 minutes.
Wow. I have a chip on my shoulder. My chip on my shoulder is that nobody believes in me. That's what keeps me motivated. And so because of that, that's why I keep pushing, because I want to like shatter what people believe, and also shatter what people's thoughts are as far as like age and success and being able to do different things. That's what keeps me motivated.
All right.
Yeah.
So, hey, it was cool that he was stalking me in the Safeway and following me through the aisles in order to get on my show, right? Okay.
Hey. You gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta do what you gotta do.
I look for you to come back.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know,
no doubt. Anytime
we're doing
you need
some
me.
big things here, too.
Yeah.
And I know that there's some people that want to come back and do a panel, and I definitely want to have you come back.
Anything you need, just let me know.
I appreciate your transparency.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you have to be. Hey, look, I feel rejuvenated by just
letting it out. Letting it out.
Yeah.
Website again?
www.adstmusic.com.
All right, guys, and we'll see you in here next week. You do not want to miss the show next week because I'm telling you, reading this book, and the way he has broken down the plight of the impact of a father absence on the African American boys, guys. I was on the plane at a certain point. I actually really did start dropping some tears because just the thought of it. But I mean, God, y'all got to come back. This is a powerful, not just the name of the book, the cover of the book. It's just a powerful book. So come back next Monday, 5:30 p.m. Eastern. Oh, you know what? I might just be wrong. Come back 2 Mondays later.
Yeah.
Who's here next week?
I don't know.
It's somebody. Oh,
it ain't me.
We got some more financial stuff going on for Martin Luther King holiday. Lord have mercy. Okay, just check me out every Monday, 5:30 p.m. Eastern, WBGR Entertainment. See me on the 27th for the other thing. All right, bye, guys. This book is
a sexy lady who walks around without being shady, who knows her values, who's gone through trials. Her smiles are captured from mouth to mouth. It's not the size of her thighs she worries about, but the pride she thrives to keep that drive. The cinnamon twist.